Give me page 225.
What is he talking about?
I'm not talking about slave. I'm talking about the Somalis being enslaved by the Arabs. Because this book is called what? Slavery in the Arab world.
That's right.
Give me a page 225. Read this part.
These slaves
Many of the slaves
were brought to Arabia
brought to Arabia by the Arabs
from territory belonging to Egypt.
from Egypt. That's one place the slaves came from.
The
Sudan they came from.
Eritrea,
Eritrea.
the French Somalia coast.
Read that. Jeremiah 14:2.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2.
So, we just read the people in Israel calling themselves Jews. They are not.
You're not
Alright?
engaging this.
Just focus, right, sis? Don't worry about everyone else, alright? When we're reading the Bible, they're reading out of their own minds. Read it.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. To the morning.
Judah. The root word of Judah is Jews, right?
Right.
So the Jews are in mourning. Read on.
And the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
So it says the Jews are what color? Black.
So you're doing.
So we are the Israelites. Sis, how many times am I gonna say? We're saying that we are the Israelites.
That's
The so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, we are the descendants of
But you just
Abraham,
said that.
Isaac, and Jacob.
Right. That's right.
We are the
You
Israelites.
just
Right.
said that Jewish people are from the synagogue of the.
We're saying God
They're
said,
only devils.
God said the people that call themselves Jews, the ones that are known to be the Jews in the world, God says they are the synagogue of Satan.
That's
You understand?
right.
They are the synagogue of Satan. The people that they took our identity, you understand? Give me Ezekiel 36 and 5.
Bring it out.
So God is saying, what is the color of the Jews according to the Bible? What is the color of the Jews according to the Bible?
How do you
Sis,
think me as a
sis,
Somali Jew?
sis.
How do you
What is the
think
color of the
I'm
Jews
never
according to the Bible?
Jewish blood.
Yeah.
I've never claimed to be.
Black, right? All right, my bro, what's your question? Because you like to talk a lot. What's your question?
How
You
could
like to talk.
how could you believe as a Somali person?
Give me Zephaniah 3 and 10. My sister.
Speak to me. No, don't
My sister, you believe in the Bible?
No,
I don't believe in your book. Just talk to me.
Don't believe. What's your nationality, sis?
What's my nationality?
Yeah, what's your nationality?
They just read from a book that they have.
But why?
That's when you call
Sis, you're confused. You're confused, sis. You're confused. You're confused. Yeah.
My book says I'm Jewish and I'm Jewish.
All right, sis.
That is a secular argument. You're
What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about?
Jesus in the
What's your
Bible.
point? Get to the point quickly.
Not
In the
answer from
Bible,
your
it
book,
says that
which is
God
secular
in the
argument.
Bible.
Secular
Read it
argument you need.
Bible.
I am this.
Speak
my book-
English. Speak plain. Give me Nehemiah 8 and 8.
Look.
You understand? Give me Nehemiah 8 and 8.
Why don't you
You're
tell me?
supposed to speak plain for everyone to understand. You understand? Speak plain, brother.
I'm saying a Somali. I never claimed to be a Judah from Judah. Why do you think I'm a Jew?
Oh, give me Zephaniah 3 and 10. That's a good question.
Ask it.
I'm asking you a question.
Wait, did
Give me
you
Zephaniah 3 and 10.
This is the book of Zephaniah.
Listen, I'm asking you a question. Don't walk away.
No.
Don't
Answer
walk away.
yourself.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3 and verse 10. From beyond the river of Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. Where's
not
Ethiopia?
Ethiopian.
Listen.
I'm not Ethiopian.
Listen, you can't stop talking, can you?
No,
You can't stop talking. Read it again.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3 and verse 10.
Listen.
From beyond.
Beyond. What does beyond mean?
Could be for Arab way.
Further away, right? So there's Ethiopia, right? It says beyond Ethiopia. What is the neighboring country?
Ethiopia.
That's Egypt. That's Egypt. That's
They can
Egypt.
go there.
That's what I'm saying.
They can go anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. The people of synagogue, they are the Jews. Because west of Ethiopia is where? Synagogue.
Right.
I'm not Jewish.
You're not Jew, sis. You're not listening. You haven't been listening all this time. Read. Listen, my brother. Don't walk away. You can't answer a question. Walk away.
You're not answering.
From beyond. From beyond the river of Ethiopia.
God says beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. What are beyond? Answer my question. What are beyond the rivers of Ethiopia? What country? What countries are beyond Eritrea? What's underneath Eritrea? No, to the right of it. You know geography? What is beyond? Eritrea.
Djibouti.
Djibouti. What's right next to Djibouti?
Yeah, you're going all the way.
What's right next to
Why
Djibouti?
can't I go to that way?
What's right next to Djibouti?
Why can't you cross the Red Sea?
Listen.
Why can't
What
you go to the Red Sea and go
what
to the
is
Arabian?
right next to Djibouti? What country? You know geography?
Yeah, I know.
What country?
That's
Say
where I
it.
come from.
Say it.
Somalia.
Somalia. So God says beyond the rivers of
Yeah, you only
Ethiopia.
go Eritrea, go
So
back to Djibouti, go down to the
So
again.
it says,
And then it's up.
I'm saying they're in Eritrea, Djibouti, and Somalia. The country that is right, what country borders Ethiopia? Somalia. Stay with me, brother, alright? I'm asking you a question. Read. So it says, beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. Listen. You asked me a question.
You're
Correct.
answering it.
I'm answering it.
Somebody said
I haven't
that
finished
in your ears.
yet. I haven't finished yet.
That I don't believe
Listen.
that book. It's corrupted book.
Why is it corrupted? So I just answer your question that God says beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, the Israelites are.
Israel, who is Israel?
Israelites, the so-called, the people that descend from Abraham, you know Abraham?
Yeah.
You know Isaac? And Jacob. They are Israelites.
Yes, I come from Ismail. I
What?
come from Ismail.
You come from Israel.
Yeah.
You come from Israel.
You came from Judah. Prove that you come from Judah. No,
Because it says,
no,
Zephaniah,
no,
read it.
no, no,
I'm going to read it for you.
no, no.
Ishmael, you
I'm from
know.
Ismail.
From
Read it.
from beyond the river of Ethiopia, my supplant, even the daughter of my dispersed.
God is saying
Nah,
the
bro.
daughters of his dispersed, the Israelites, are beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. Officer, give me that book in the group chat. Murray Gordon, look him up. He knows more than you. Read on. Read this part right here. So what is it proven so far? Listen to me. What historic book have you read about Somalia?
I know Somalis because I'm.
Listen, answer the question.
I know from there. We never had
Listen,
slavery.
what historic book? Give me the title of the book, when it was published. Give me the name of the book that you read about
I
Somalia.
don't have to read it.
You don't write about nothing of Somalia. You're coming from your own emotions. Read.
I'm not from that.
And brief reference
A brief reference proving more that the Somalis were enslaved. Read on.
contained
No, Somalis.
in the annual of the 18th dynasty,
The 18th dynasty. Read on.
in the reign of Timotheus the third,
The modern slavery.
1504, 1450 BC, to slave male and female.
So listen, Muhammad is talking about slave, male and female, all right? Let's see where these slaves, male and female, came from. A historic book, read on.
No, history.
Pointed to the existence of a continuous flow of slaves
Continuous flows of slaves into where?
into Egypt
So they went into Egypt from where?
from the land of Put,
From the land of Punt, which is what?
modern day Somalia.
Somalia. So the slaves came from where?
No, it's bollocks.
Yes, bollocks is there. So it says the slaves came from where?
When are you talking about?
What did the book say?
When you talking
What did the book say?
When you
Because
talking
you don't believe in the Bible, right?
It's not
You don't believe in the Bible, right?
I don't.
I'm bringing a historical book to
That's
prove
fine.
to you.
What is it?
Now go to the front.
What is he
and
talking
then
about? The
give me
historical-
page
What is he
225.
talking about?
He's talking about
let-
slaves,
let- let-
talking about the Somalis being enslaved by the Arabs.
No, it's not.
Because this book is called what? Slavery in the Arab world.
That's right. I'm not.
Give me a page 225. Read this part. Proving more.
If you're preaching it,
This
if
is
you're
page
preaching, you cannot-
225. Many of these slaves
Many of the slaves
were brought to Arabia.
brought to Arabia by the Arabs.
Slave market
Slave markets.
via Yemen
Yemen.
from territory belonging to Egypt,
From Egypt, that's one place the slaves came from.
the Sudan,
Sudan they came from.
Eritrea,
Eritrea.
the French Somalia coast.
What's the French Somalia coast? What's the French Somalia coast?
Bring it out. Bring it out. What history you talking about?
Teach!
Slavery. What is the French Somalia coast? Because you know so much about Somalia.
Teach! Ak!
What is the French Somalia coast?
Bring it
I know
out.
what you're talking about.
What
I
is
know
it?
what's
What
going
country is
on.
it? What country is it?
I know it.
What is it? Tell me.
No, French Somaliland is called French Somaliland. I know it, French Somaliland.
What is it? What country
What
is it?
now?
What country is it?
I know it. What are you talking about?
You don't know it. It's Djibouti.
I know what?
Bring it out.
All right, read on.
I call it French Somaliland.
And British Somaliland.
What is British Somaliland?
French Somaliland. I know what it is.
What is it? What country is it?
I know what it is.
Tell me. What's the name of it?
It's
Yeah, Hargeisa. Finally, you know that. So what is this book saying? The slaves came from Djibouti and Hargeisa. Somaliland. That's where they came from. You can say no all you want, but you're just closing your eyes to the truth. You understand? That's all you're doing. The slaves came from Somalia. Read it again.
This is a book called Slavery in the Arab World.
Show them the cover of the book. This is what the Arabs were doing to the Somalis, Eritreans, and Ethiopians. You understand? Yes, they did. This is a historic book. Read on. Historic. I'm reading it. I'm reading the history. I'm reading the history.
Page 200.
Maybe it's not. Maybe not. I don't know.
Page 225. Many of these slaves were brought to Arabia, slave market,
Brought to Arabia slave markets. Read on.
via Yemen,
Via Yemen.
from territory belonging to Egypt, the Sudan, Eritrea,
Eritrea, Sudan.
the French Somali coast,
French Somali coast, Djibouti, which you didn't even know. Read on.
and British Somaliland.
So the slaves came from Djibouti right here.
Right.
You understand? Djibouti right here. Yes,
Right.
Yes, it is. That's Somaliland. That's Somaliland. That is Djibouti.
Right.
That's Djibouti. That's Djibouti right here. That's Djibouti right here, right
Bring
above
it up.
Somaliland. Understand? It said the slaves came from Djibouti and Somalia. Humble yourself. Understand? Humble yourself.
Who wrote that?
It came from.
Is that an Israelite?
No, it came from the white man which you love. It came from Mary Gordon. Published in 1992.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.